Hello, hello, hello. What's that? Don't want that. That shouldn't have been on. Oh, I'm a bit blurry. What's going on? That don't look good. Wait a minute. Let's do the thing. Oh, well, that just looks wrong. Sometimes I wonder about this webcam. That don't look right at all. Let's go to camera settings. Maybe that'll fix it. Maybe it won't. Okay. Oh, it's all gone. It's all gone red again. Oh. There's something not right. There's something not right. There's something gone wrong with my webcam. Use preset. Maybe I need to do that. Is that better? No, it still looks weird. Oh well. What can you do about it? I could adjust the thing. Oh, here comes a drink. Don't wander. Whoa! Oh, that was close, that was.
There you go.
So the camera looks weird. And I'm out of... turn it off and on again. Nope. Good job no one's watching. Isn't it? Isn't it a good job no one's watching? Oh, it's really odd. Why is it weird? And why is my camera looking so strange? Let's go to... Oh, I know. Oh, that's why. Because the settings are different. And for some reason the sharpness is right up. That's not right. The sharpness shouldn't be up like that. Sometimes I do wonder if this is... Let's just update that. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do, pig. Yeah, that'll just have to do. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong. Nobody knows. Maybe if I can make it look a bit... Oh, now look a bit... that's not too bad. It's just it's a fine line between looking washed out and looking really pink, like I've been out in the sun. Now this has given me piddling around with the camera. See, now it looks too dark. Wait a minute, it's got to be maybe if I... Too bright. Oh. This gives everyone the chance to come in and do their thing and settle down and turn the saturation down. So I'm just obsessed with making myself look even more gorgeous than usual. Where were we? Is it working? Let's see. Wouldn't it be fun if I wasn't even broadcasting? Oh no, I am. I am indeed broadcasting. Oh dear. I imagine there are people waiting and saying hello. Oh, 16 live viewers already. Well, what do you know? Well, what do you know? I'm coming in. Brace yourselves. Is the audio out of sync? Is it back in sync now? Okay. Have I been out walking? Yeah, I've been walking the dog and it's really cold. I'm gonna... Let's insert an advert and see if anything happens. And it's the wrong date. I've put the wrong date in. Oh dear. Because I haven't updated the date. Oh, I'm rubbish. I'm just a mere amateur. Amateur hour. What? Does anyone know what year this is? It is the 31st of March. 31st of March 2020. There we go. We can update that now. It doesn't matter. It's the end of the world. It doesn't matter, does it? None of it matters. Yeah, it's a bit parky out there tonight. Brr. Hot beverage. Anyway, I'm glad we're all here. Are we all here? I don't know, maybe we're not here. Let's see. Cyrus is in. Roger's in. Lenin's in. Jarvid's in. Renee's in. Pegasus is in. How many crew have been? A bit ruddy faced, I believe. I'm a bit out of sync, but I think I fixed it. Lenin's moaning about the cost of healthcare in America. That's too bad. 1983's in. Payne's in. And that's it. Watkins is in. Do you want a guitar collection update? Well, I've sold them all. And if you follow me on eBay, the 12-string went to Germany. Hey, and the Starcaster went to a fella in England, and the tenor's up for sale at the moment. So I'm probably going to lose a shitload of money on that. What can you do about it? I was having a bit of a crisis. I was going through a bit of a manic period. It doesn't happen too often, thank God. And then I sober up and go, why did I buy all this shit? And then I sell it. Thank goodness for eBay. But yeah, that was fun. Oh, and by the way, if anyone, not that anyone's interested, there is a new channel. Oh Christ, I don't even know what the link is. It's the generative music channel that no one cares about. Hooray! I'll see if I can find a doodad, because it's very relaxing. I'm hoping that Verity has fallen asleep to it, because she was complaining, because she's worrying about everything, because she takes after my good self. But so I did this channel. I've talked about it before, but for those of you who are not in the loop, as it were, I did this channel, and it's called Calmscape, or Generative Music. I haven't quite decided on the name yet, but it doesn't matter. And it's streaming right now, and the little computer that's under my big computer is streaming out 24/7 generative calming music with images that I've created, which I'm having a lot of fun with. Though I need to do a few more loops. I've been writing a song or recording a song, and doing other housework, like computer housework, boring stuff. But yeah, this thing it generates itself, and the videos are random, and I've made them, and it's just meant to like relax you and help you drift off. And I tested it the other night. I fell asleep in front of it. It works. I've managed to create music so boring that even I fall asleep during it, and I'm pretty proud of that. But you'll want the link, or maybe you won't want the link. I don't know what you want. Is this the link? Because it hasn't got a name yet, but there you go. Here's a link. Have a link. Do go there, listen, use it, subscribe if you want to. The idea is I'm just going to try and, like I say, keep it running. And I've got some more video I've done tonight of some stuff, which I'm going to be adding. So there'll be some more pretty colours and shapes and things. And like I say, I've got to do a few more loops, or loads of loops actually. I can just feed lots of. The great thing is I can just drop loops into a folder, and it will just add it, and I don't have to. It's just it's brilliant. It's a brilliant system I've come up with, and I'm really pleased with it because I please myself. You know that. Like all good masturbators, I please myself, and if you can't please yourself, who can you please? That's my motto. So there you go. That's something for you to calm you down. Trevanian asked, are the Stranglers prog? It's a tricky one, that. G-Man says hello. No sign of your live stream on the subs again. And it's coming up March the 24th. That was a mistake. That was a mistake on my part. I'll edit that because I am an idiot. I can edit it live. Wow, I'm that good. save that, and save that. Yeah, that should have fixed it. Yeah, again, this is... Look, if any of you haven't followed me on Twitter, do follow me on Twitter, because it should be on there. If it isn't there, let's have a look. There should be an automatic thing. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Do follow me on the twits, please, because it's the only way you're going to find out if I'm doing anything. So do follow me on the twits, on the old Twitters. I know if you haven't got an account, I know, just follow me, and then if you're curious if there's any new videos or anything, you'll find out, because I post all the links there. And you know, it's better than Facebook, because Facebook's a fucking shithole as well. Oh no, I've been demonetised. So yeah, go to Twitter, because that's where you can find stuff. If you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Check your twits. I'm replying to G-Man on my Twitters. Check your twits, G-Man. See, autocorrect. It turned G-Man into man, and it's done it again, and it's done it again. Oh, fucking autocorrect. There you go. So yeah, check your twits. Twits. Payne says got out of sync again, back again. I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on. It's hello. I think I'm back. I'm back in the room. I just can't get it. Maybe I need to turn it down. Turn it down. Maybe it's just too bright. I kind of look human. I wish they'd bring out a decent webcam. I mean, this is just, you know, webcams. Don't get me started on webcams. Get me started. Where were we? Oral Sculpture. I remember Oral Sculpture. Isn't that the one that came with the ZX Spectrum game? Yeah, Stranglers released ZX Spectrum games that you had to kind of record off the record. I could never get that shit to work though. I probably need to adjust my azimuth or something. I remember once there was a Thompson Twins game on a flexi disc. Oh, I tried for weeks to get that to work. Oh, fuck me. What was that all about? The amount of my youth I wasted trying to get ZX Spectrum games to load. The kids today will never know the pain. Never know the pain. Peter Cushing, name for your coronavirus album, Lockdown. Oh, I see what you did there. I was going to call it Isolation. The track I've recorded is called Flatten the Curve. I quite like it. I've just been pissballing about and distracting myself because it got a bit tense in my head, because you know, you worry, but what can you do? What can you do, man? It's just got to get on with it. I mean, the funny thing is I live in isolation anyway, so it's no real big deal to me. I don't go anywhere, I don't do anything, so it doesn't bother me. It's just, you know, the kids are getting a little bit. No, they've been brilliant. We're talking about they're all right. We walk them and try and wear them out. But you know, they need to go to school. You know, it's good for them. Socially speaking, the fact that the kids are kind of stuck here with us is a thing, isn't it? That's a thing. Renee says, like the new channel. Had a migraine for 4 days, and your channel helped me ease the migraine. Well, that's the thing, and it's meant to just kind of chill you out. And I was thinking about it for a long time of doing it, and then this kind of reared its head. And I've got to thank everyone again. I couldn't have done this without the people who support me, because they went half towards the Mac Mini I've got under my Big Mac. Oh God, what am I doing? And it's running this thing because I couldn't run it on this and do everything else. It was not having it. It was just not working. I tried, but it was yeah. But so I got a dedicated computer doing it, and using screen sharing, I could just drag. I can record the loops on here and drag it into the little computer, and it's all done, and it's just brilliant. And like I said, I've got a load of video I've done tonight of some things, lights and stuff. I've been just got loads of little like LED things, and you just put the camera out of focus, and yeah, I love this stuff like lava lamps, and again because I recommend lava lamps for people with autism and stuff because it's calming. And but I had a lava lamp for years. The missus bought it for me for my birthday years ago. But yeah, all these kind of stress toys and that. Just film them and then composite them and try and make new things out of them. And I've been I don't know, it's just been pleasing me. Pound shot Brian Eno, that's what we're going for. Whereas Eno does it all with algorithms and programming, because you can program logic. Press one key and it just fire off a load of stuff. I don't do it like that. Mine's a bit more organic and a bit more random, and it's done with loops. So that's all I'm saying. It's done with loops. I'm having loops. Anyway, I'm glad that it helped. Learning says, since last week I've been listening to bootlegs from the heyday. That's nice to hear. Chris says, hold on. Okay. Lenin says, why do most bands have their best gigs at that venue? I don't know. Stephen says, get your Twitters out. Absolutely. Payne says, I find Twitter a more active site than Facebook these days. Oh, Facebook. It's just, it keeps throwing up stuff from days ago, and I keep missing things. Not that it goes, have you seen this news story? And I go, it's from 3 days ago. It's not news anymore. It's just, I don't know what Facebook is anymore. Sometimes it shows you things that you want to see, but very often I feel like I'm not really finding out stuff. Whereas because Twitter's like a rolling, like kind of news aggregator, because I tend to use it more for news and things, I feel like I'm more connected, and I prefer it. Pegasus has subbed to the new channel. Thank you, Pegasus. Cyrus says, where do you see the world by the end of the decade? I don't know. Same shit, I'd imagine. More crap. I don't know. We'll wait and see how this all pans out. I mean, if things don't change, again, especially how we treat China, and also how we treat people who travel the world. Remember, this was spread by the rich, but it's the poor that will die. And that is the way of the world. I've always been against unfettered transatlantic travel. It's always bothered me. You may have heard me moan about it previous to all this. It's always bothered me, and many years ago I said to the missus, we talk about environmental issues and that, but it's going to be a bloody virus that wipes us out. That's what we're going to have to, that's the real problem. And I never really thought that anyone was taking it seriously, and now they're taking it seriously. And we do need, again, as soon as a virus or anything, an outbreak is reported in China or wherever, we need to just close our borders. And everyone does. Everyone needs to just go, right, that's it, stop. And and China has been lying about the extent of this virus. They reckon, one source inside China reckons that they may have lost 42,000 plus people to it, but they're trying to make out it's 3,000. Yet they took delivery of 5,000 urns to Wuhan the other week, because people are reporting this stuff from out of the province. It's very disturbing. But how do I see the world in 10 years' time? The same. Nothing's going to change. It never really does, But I hope that out of this, something is learned. Chris says, I'm listening to your generative music. Oh my word. Oh, is it good? Oh, good. I'm glad you like it. I think it's good. There's only something like, I don't know how many loops are in the folder at the moment. We'll have a look. Can I do that? Where's the folder? Where's the? I don't want that. I want the folder with the loops in. I've got a copy of it on my desktop, so I can just have a little peeky peek. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I can't count. There's so many. There's probably about 30 loops running. Not all at the same time. Like I said, they're chosen randomly, and I've got a loop pack, couple of loop packs going, like left and pan slightly left and right, and I've got some guitar and some bass and some sound effects. You know, if I add more to it, it'll make it even more random. And there's also some silent loops that are chosen randomly that break everything up, and so everything is should slide over each other and create a kind of random melange of music. So yeah, but if I add even more, then it will get even more random, and you'll get even more colours. You know, but I've got to do that. I've got been just getting everything working and making it work properly. But the idea is, if you are stressed and you need something calming, it's there generating for you. It's not, it's not. The idea is it's not going to be the same. It might sound the same. It might sound familiar, but it's self-perpetuating and self-generating. So, yeah. It's like having 5 tape recorders running at the same time with different length loops. That's probably the best way of describing it. Except they aren't tape recorders, and there's video content as well. And there are 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 11 different video files. There'll be more. I've got some more to process. I did some tonight, and I've got something else. I'm going to get some prisms. Shining light into prisms and stuff. I'm just having a whale of a time, just pissballing about. I want it on my grave, on my tombstone. Darren Locke, he really fucked about, that boy. He really fucked about. What did he make of his life? Fuck all. But he really did pissball about. He was good at that. But there you go. Russell says it was on the cassette of Oral Sculpture. Oh, okay. Roger says, after watching your Electric 12 video, I bought a 12-string Stratocaster kit from Gear for Music. Right now I'm doing an intense fret job to it. I built a kit guitar. Oh, crikey. Fuck me. How long ago was it? 2005? Maybe it was earlier than that. 2004, 2003. And that was fun. I mean, I did a lot of prep though, because I was like, again, spraying it and letting the paint set properly, and then using various grades of sandpaper and rubbing compound to get a perfect shine, and then when I finished it, I sold it because that's me. I've got pictures of it, got pictures of it somewhere, but no, they're fun to do. Russell says, I remember trying to copy lengthy computer programs off magazines. So do I. Typing them off, and then it wouldn't work, and then you try and debug them, and you could never find where the error was. Payne says, they stopped our bus route this week. Oh no. Yeah. Don't know what to say about that. There's a lot of that. I mean, our buses are still running around here. I can still get to Walthamstow if I so choose. But I think some of the other routes, and I haven't seen any. Not that I've been out much. Well, I have been out. Don't tell the police, all right? But yeah, I think there's only like one. It's only number 20 that's coming in and going out again. I don't think I've seen any other buses, but maybe I'm just missing them. But what can I say? Get a skateboard. Not much consolation, I'm afraid. 83 says, Orb got a new album out called Abolition of the Royal Family. Have you heard it? Do you like their stuff? I find it a bit dull, really. Peter Cushing says, is the new channel like a 21st century version of Discreet Music? Yeah, well, it's like all that stuff, or anything that's done with tape loops. It's like that. But it's also got a video aspect to it as well. It's just meant to just calm you down, And of course, because it's mine and it's self-generating, there's no problem with copyright. So, you know, I know there are some channels out there that stream other people's music and then get slapped with a strike. So, you know, but that wasn't it. I've just wanted to. I've been messing around with. Well, you know, I've been messing around with loops for years, looping and that. But I wanted to create something that I could just set off and it would just do its thing, and I could come back to it. And I like to listen to it myself. I was like, oh, that's interesting, and a bit of guitar will come in, and it's like, oh, you know. But it'll be even better when I add even more loops. You know, I'd like to get 100 loops in there, or maybe 200 loops, and just have all this stuff sloshing around and see where it goes. Again, and the interesting thing is, with the more loops you have, the shorter they can be, and so you get more variety. You don't need, you know, like long loops. You need long loops to begin with, just to keep it going. But you know, there's real potential here, and you know, I just something I had it in my head, and I just had to get it out of my head. You know, but yeah, I suppose you could compare it to that if you want. Pegasus says lava lamps are groovy. They sure are. Lenin says, I had a lava lamp until my niece broke it. I hope you broke it over her head. Well, you can pick them up on the old Amazon. They've got cheap ones going, so you don't have to buy a Mathmos. I've always wanted a Mathmos one. Maybe I'll put it on my wish list, and one of you guys can treat me to a nice Mathmos lava lamp. I'd really like one of those. I got a Marvel one. My one's got Spider-Man and all the characters from Marvel, before Marvel were a thing, because the missus bought it for me years ago, and I can't remember. She must have been, when was it? It was years ago. It wasn't when we was living here. I can't remember. Years. I've had it years. And it took me it takes a few hours to get, you know, it takes an hour to get it warmed up. But they're great. Stagosi says, video okay when you went, I don't know what I'm doing. I told no up again, thought it was funny. Oh, well, I don't. I don't know what I'm doing. I only pretend I know what. Like all adults, we just pretend to know what we're doing. Cyrus says, thoughts on Steve Wilson's Personal Shopper. Really like the instrumentation and Wilson's vocals, but the message is too office and preachy. Cyrus, you missed 2 turds for the price of 1. Go watch it. Go watch it. I speak in detail about, well, like I say, 2 turds for the price of 1. I do not mince my words. I shall YouTube it for you. I shall get the doodad up for you, so you can watch it, because everybody loves that. Oh, it's had as many views as that. Get shareable link. Somebody said, "Oh, are you surprised that was it? What did they say? Some daft comment. Where is it? Here we go. Have you been disappointed in the comments thus far with how few people have disagreed with you?" And I replied, "I tend to delete and block everyone who disagrees with me." Just to, you know, wind them up. But yeah. Yeah. Stago says lava lamps are massive fire hazards. Are they? Oh God. Oh my God. Well, you should never leave them unattended. We don't leave ours unattended. It's turned off, you know. It's only on like if we're around. It's on at the moment. I can see big pendulous globular balls. And no, I wasn't looking in the mirror. Like 2 billiard balls in a sock. That's what happens when you get old. Happens to all of us. Need a cold day to come along. But no, I like it. It's relaxing. Need to relax. Roger says, thanks to Facebook, I discovered the manualist, a man who's been performing music with his hands for 45 years. Okay. Pinks is in. How's it going? It's all right. Mark Rainbow says, what's the generative music channel called? It's called Generative Music. Scroll up the comments. There is a link. Go on. Scroll up the Mark Rainbow. Paint the whole world with a rainbow. boom, 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 boom. I can't go that high. Can't do it. I used to when I was a boy. Then the balls dropped. Back to pendulous balls again. Chris has retracted his message. Mankey says there's a rumour going around that more than 200 million Chinese unsubscribe from their phone company. That is not a rumour. Mankey, I've been talking about this. The initial estimate was about 15 million, and now it's gone up to 20, 21 million. And it's just come from mobile phone data, because the Chinese mobile phone industry has been growing exponentially since it started. And in the last 3 months, it's suffered its first drop in use/subscribers, and they reckon that they've lost around 20 million subscribers or users, the user base. Now there are some explanations to this. It could be that because of the coronavirus outbreak, people have terminated their mobile contract because they use it for work, and they might have gone back home, because you get apparently there's a lot of Chinese people that move around China, and they have different contracts, different phones for different jobs. I don't know. That was one explanation. It could be that people are just ill and they've just cancelled their mobile phone because they don't need it, or it could be that they're dead. I'm not saying that 20 million people are dead, but if they were, statistically, they've got 1.3 billion people. I don't know what the percentages are. I don't know. It's a terrible thing, and the Chinese haven't been honest. And if they were honest, then the whole world could have reacted accordingly. We have people over here going, "Oh, the government didn't react in time." That's because they didn't know what to believe. What was coming out of China? They heard that, hey, it's just like the flu. You'll be fine. It's just the flu. And then we saw what happened in Italy, and we've taken our lead from Italy. And that's why we're late with our response, because initially we think, oh, it's just like the flu, maybe we can go for the herd immunity thing, and then it turns out it's more virulent than that, and it's more dangerous than that, and it can kill anyone. We've had a young lad today, 13 years old, has died, and he hasn't had he didn't have any underlying medical conditions either. So again, I wonder if they might have like undiagnosed asthma or something like that they might not even know about, and it just gets into the lungs and rips you to shreds. I don't want to get it. Why? Because I had pneumonia when I was 13, and my lungs might not be in a good condition. I've never smoked, though I did passive smoking because of my whole family smoked, and they all went to the grave thanks to smoke-related illnesses. But I've never smoked, but it worries me. I don't want to get it because I don't want to end up in hospital and then dying. But I had a really weird illness last year. Herb had like a cough for a month, and then I got ill. And I said my legs were, and I thought I'd maybe I got rheumatism or arthritis. I just talked about it. The leg pains have gone, but I was getting red eyes. My eyes were I've got a horrible thing in the inside of my eyes, like an ulcer that came up, and it's still there. And I had terrible problems with my eyes all through June, July, August last year, and I thought it was hay fever. Maybe it's something to do with that. I don't know, but I reckon that could be a symptom. Maybe it was already doing the rounds. I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff out there. The missus had a persistent cough last year for ages. This was last year, not this year. So maybe it's already been around the world. Maybe this is the second wave. Nobody knows. It's a strange one. Who knows what to believe? Lenin says, I'm used to quarantine because I used to be very antisocial. Well, again, you got to be careful anyway. Peter says, I wouldn't mind a bit of isolation. Just have to go to work. It's the supplies department of hospital. Well, you're doing valuable stuff. Are the loops in the same key? Well, they kind of have to be, or they have to be kind of related to each other. You can do some things, but you can't go too far off, because otherwise you'll end up with discordant stuff. Because if two loops that are too far off rub up against each other, it will sound a bit, odd. So yeah, I have kept it all kind of in the same Yeah, I think it's all in the same. I think it is. I think it is. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. I don't think about it. I just do it. I just do it. Just do it and see what comes out the other end. You know. Yeah. Just do it. Just do it. Absolutely. Renee says, received the Digitech whammy pedal. What a pedal. Never really liked him. Roger says, thoughts on Andreas Vollenweider? I don't know. Peter says, got a Matmos lamp as my birthday present in 96 or 97. Never had to replace the bulb. Actually bought a different colour bottle last year just for a change. Oh. Stephen says, the third turd may be on the way. Wakeman has a new CD. Oh, the Red Planet. There was some tracks. He did put some demo tracks on YouTube. It's it's not my thing, because it's keyboards and But Wakeman does what Wakeman does. If you want an album that sounds like Rick Wakeman, he will deliver it. He will deliver it. The problem is though, on the tracks I heard, they sound very, very cold, very open. Again, I think he needs to be in like a 70s recording studio. He needs Eddie Offord, and lots of tape hiss to even out the to give the album a bit of roundness, because it sounds very, very harsh, very harsh. Anyway, but yeah, could be. Vince says your dog sounds very contented. Yeah, she's always snoring. Is the rainbow theme prog? Oh, absolutely. 83 says 93% of deaths in the US are over 65-year-olds. These young examples are a tiny minority. Yeah, but nobody knows yet. That's the thing. You say about the percentages, but nobody knows yet, because there are a lot of deaths that aren't being reported. There are a lot of people are dying, and they're not being tested yet. Especially, again, in Germany, the Germans have got such a low rate, but they're not actually testing people post-mortem. It's turning out there's not a standardised system. So it'll be interesting when this all ends to see what the actual stats are. But you can't say at the moment who's going to live and who's going to die. There have been old people that have shook it off. There have been young people that haven't. There have been a number of cases over here of people under 40 that have just dropped dead of it. So they're probably in the minority, but who wants to take the risk? If you want to take the risk, fine, go take the risk. I don't fancy it myself, but then I am only 21, so I haven't got anything to worry about. Duca says, have you watched Brian May's quarantine videos, or anyone else's for that matter? No. Have I watched anyone else's? Yeah, just trying to think. I saw Paul Simon one the other day. Pete Travaris was doing some bass on the Marillion channel. That was fun. Lenny says the common coronavirus causes common colds, not the current COVID-19, which interests me. So that indicates that most common colds we went through were from weak coronaviruses. Yeah, no, coronavirus is the method in which the virus gets, because it looks like a crown, hence the name corona, and it's got these spikes, and it's the way it kind of injects itself into the host's cells. That's what it is. Coronaviruses have been they've been studied for years, but there are different varieties, and this one, they reckon, has come from bats to humans. Don't eat the bats, kids. Don't eat the bats, no matter how tasty they look. Try not to eat the bats. We invented McDonald's so you wouldn't eat the bats, okay? But no, there have been many other like coronaviruses and that. But this is the one. This is 19. 19. Who remembers that one? Paul Hardcastle. Yeah. Anyway, well, it'll be great. It'll be great. We'll be fine. Pink says, Wakeman got to do what Wakeman got to do, indeed. Lenny says, which keyboard player in your mind is the best setup? I really don't care. Keyboard players are boring. Steve says, I don't know you personally, but you seem like a smashing bloke. Wow. Wow, Steve, that's really nice of you to say. I have so many people, well, I used to, when I had lots of subscribers and I was like a big swinging dick kind of guy, I had people daily, on a daily basis, tell me what a cunt I was. I don't miss those days. I don't miss waking up to the comments section. I don't miss that anymore. So it's nice. Thank you for saying that. It's really heartening. I do my best. I do my bit. And if you don't like what I say about your favourite album, it's not personal. It's not personal. It's just entertainment, all right? I wish more people would understand. But you still get the odd one who go, if you don't like it, then why did you buy it? You go, well, just think about what you've said there. Just think about what you said. If I didn't like it, why did I buy it? Well, I didn't fucking know I wasn't going to like it until I bought it and listened to it. Huh? They're thick. Thick. Nothing going on up there. But Steve is a man of intelligence and great. And I reckon he's probably handsome and quite fragrant as well. We like Steve. Steve gets a thumbs up. Roger says, thoughts on the Boss SY1000? I think it's way closer to the VG99 than the GP10. Roger. Oh, Roger. Oh, Roger Dodger. Have you been reading my mind? You see, when it was first announced, I was like, oh, fuck off, because it was bleepy bloopy, and that was the demo. Bleepy bloop, bleepy bloop, bleep, bleep, bloop. I don't really care much about guitar synths because there's a great app called I'll get the name right, MIDI Guitar 2, and it's by a company called Jam something, Jam on Toast, I don't know. And it's a little plugin, and it takes what your input of your guitar into Logic or whatever DAW that you're using, and it allows you to control any VST, any virtual instrument, by just putting it next to it in the rack. Just it plays, and you need to tweak it like with everything, but it's a very good thing, and I can control everything without any cables draped over it. One cable goes into the computer and I can control everything. So I'm like, yeah, so what? So what? It goes bleepy bloop. I can go bleepy bloop. I can make mine sound like a mellotron if you want. I can do that. But then oh god, there's a German fella, I don't know his name, and he was talking about it, and he demonstrated the guitar side of things, and I was like, and I was listening to go, wait a minute, that sounds like the VG99 tonally. It's like, that's the VG99 which I'd sold, and then it was like, oh fuck, I really ought to try that because yeah, that could be good, but it's expensive, and it's like, oh, I could sell a couple of guitars and get that, see what it's like. It could be fun. But the problem I have with Boss/Roland gear is they'll support it for a year, 2 years, and in 2 years down the line, no support, no updates, no nothing. So you'll find yourself with an editor that doesn't work, with drivers that don't work, and I'm just a bit loath to give money to a company that doesn't support its gear. Companies like Novation and Behringer are always, doing updates, and you can get help, you can get support. But Roland and Korg, they're companies that they bring out a product, and like I say, you got it for a couple of years, and then it's like, here, buy this new product instead. It's like, no, I don't want to do that. I want you to support that product. I mean, I had a problem with an Eddie Roll mixer, which I used to use. I used to do my recording on it, and it wouldn't talk to the Mac anymore. And I had to fix the problem myself. I got in touch with Eddie Roll, because Eddie Roll are Roland. It's basically a Roland product. I told this story before. I got in touch with them, and I said, look, I've got this Mac and this Eddie Roll M16 DX. And they come back to me and, oh, that's old. Huh, that's a bit old, isn't it? Oh, we can't help you. And I said, well, what, you're going to buy me a new mixer? You're going to buy it? Because they didn't want to help at all. I had to figure out my own problem. Figure it out. I had to go into the kernel or whatever it's called and do some tweaky stuff to make it work. took me weeks to figure it out, and I don't want that. I want things that just work. But yeah, I am looking at it. I was looking at it. I was going, that could be interesting. Could be interesting, but I don't know. I don't know. Just fed up. Fed up with everything. Where are we? I've lost the thing now. Yeah, but it does sound like a bit like it does sound like a bit like a VG thing. I mean, call it the SY. I mean, it's just, again, I think they've kind of branded it wrong. I think they've got the branding all wrong. Duca says, what do you think of the police arresting a couple with their dog when they got spotted via a drone? Oh, yeah, well, I didn't arrest them. They just told them off, didn't they? Well, this is it. You have to be careful. You have to be careful. The police love their extra powers. Tom Pink says, yeah, Paul Simon made a couple of videos. He kind of shown his age. Well, he's about 120. Give him a chance. There's a band in Dublin called the Coronas, apparently. Roger says, mine is Rick Wakeman's one. Alright, talking about Pink says, I don't remember the 19, but I do remember number 9. I remember 19. The average age of the combat soldier in Vietnam was 19. It's all about Vietnam, you see. Manky Food says Ozzy Osbourne is the original bat eater. Yeah, but I think the Chinese were eating the bats before he was. Robert Payne says 20 million is, wow, that's some good maths there, Robert. Like Kerr says, loved your Eloy review. You could try and more. Rainbow says the beer aisle at the Sainsbury's the other day was nearly cleaned out, apart from a pallet of Corona. Made me smile. And the kids have been handling the pandemic on our sides. They're all right. They're happy. They're doing their work. They're working from home. They've got this virtual classroom thing, and they're doing their work. Herb's actually enjoying it because it's nice and quiet for him. So that's it. It's just they don't have any social contact with anyone. I mean, they can chat using the virtual classroom, but I think that's the hard part. It's just the social side of things. But try and keep them happy. Try and keep it all going. But it's it's tricky, isn't it? Lenin says, which prop band did music out keyboards? Well, there's one I can think of, but I can't possibly mention them. Rainbow says, any plans for the channels? I've surprised you've never done Japan, because they're boring and they're awful. Nectar, any chance of some reviews? I've done Nectar, and it was awful. And we've got to the end. That's it, folks. I'm done. I can go home now. Oh, wait a minute, I am home. God, it's only 48 minutes. There we go. You guys. But no, I've done Nectar, I've done Eloy. Enid, I think. Isn't it Enid? I ain't done them. The thing is it's all... And the thing is I can sit and moan about stuff, and it's just, that's great, isn't it? Oh, boring. What gets me, right, with that fucking Eloy review, what fucking gets me, grinds my fucking gears, right, is I do a review of Flash of the Spirit from John Hassel and Farafina, right? It gets 177 views, right? Yet the Two Turds review gets 1,500 views. You should be watching the John Hassel one. You see? You should be watching the John Hassel one, because that's where it's at. But there you go. Which Nectar reviews? I don't know. Some shit album. Auckland? Not that I just find them boring. Space rock, innit? Boring. You gotta... Hello? Are we here? Hello? I'm here. Stupid OBS. Yeah, it went a bit wobbly. Oh, OBS can be a little bit temperamental. I'm waiting for version 25 to be released. Windows have got it. Couldn't be bothered to release it on the Mac. Yeah, we're back. It wasn't YouTube, it was OBS. It crashes sometimes for no reason, and I didn't realise it had crashed. So yeah, that was fun. Why does it do that? Why? Now I've got more streams than I need. Hey, answer, Steve. Yeah, we're back in the room. Back in the room. I don't know what the last question. Did I miss a question? Feels like I missed a question. If I close that, will that work? If I close that, oh, why did it crash? It doesn't tell you why. Anybody here? Anybody here? We've only got 14 viewers. Fasana says you're still here. Was there a live stream? Yeah. Yeah, there was a live stream. There's always a live stream. Look, everyone, if you don't know there's a live stream, do follow me. I'm going to say it for the last time on Twitter, because not only will it automatically post a link to this live stream, you can also watch it on Periscope over on Twitter, and it's a much better connection, though you can't leave comments, I don't think. But anyway, Nad Sylvan, what's that? It's a venereal disease, isn't it? Oh, I got a nasty case of the Nad Sylvan the other day. Oh, it was weeping yellow pus. It was. Pink says now you're gonna have to piece all the streams together with glue. Yeah, I ain't doing that. Bollocks. We'll just delete this bit. Munton says they're not in my feed, but I always get a notification. See, this is it. Somebody the other day said to me, "Oh, I'm so glad you're still doing videos." It's like they've not seen me on their subscription feed for ages. YouTube is just a permanent ball ache. Good job I don't care. Good job I'm past fucking caring, because if you care about this stuff, it will drive you insane. But I do this because I don't know. Why do I do this? It ain't for the money, because there ain't any money anymore. Oh dear. Why do I bother? I don't know. Why am I bothering? I don't know. Answers on a postcard, please. Cyrus says, is there any modern music that you disagree about being prog but you still like regardless? That is too complicated. That's a twisty question there, Cyrus. That's a twisty question. ABBA. There you go. What happened to the music go round? I just couldn't be bothered to make any more because no one was watching them. What's the point? What's the point? Because YouTube is just a shit show. And yeah, oh look, 4 people watched your video. It's like, oh great, that's nice. What's the point? There's no point. There's very little point in doing anything of any value on this platform unless you're doing some sort of derivative shit and using other people's pictures and content, piggybacking off of other people's material. That's the only way you get views these days. I see so much stuff that I get thousands. Oh, I'm so jealous. I'm so bitter and twisted. But I watch so much stuff that's supposed to be relevant, and you watch it and it's just awful, and it gets hundreds of thousands of views, especially in the music criticism area, and you go, excuse me, what the fuck is that? I mean, there's one guy who sits there and goes, what's it, English guitarist analyses blah, and it's just him playing somebody else's video, and at the end he goes, oh yeah, and it's the most insipid fucking content, but he gets his views because he's piggybacking on somebody else's talent. Well done, son, well done. But yeah, that's YouTube for you, isn't it? That's YouTube. Well done. You lose. I mean, I should do some more music around, but the thing is, I've got this mental block because a lot of these albums I've talked about before, and they're lost, they're deleted, they're missing, and in my mind they're still out there. I mean, somebody the other day said, "Oh, where's your what is progressive rock video?" And I went, "Oh, it's still there, isn't it?" And it wasn't. It'd been purged when I started the channel again. So again, there's stuff out there that's missing. I don't even know. I don't really care about it. It's just gone, isn't it? That's the ephemeral nature of this stuff, because you're operating on somebody else's platform and it can all go, you know, like that, go poof. But yeah, I should do some more music around, shouldn't I? Really, I should really, if I cared, but I don't. That's the problem. You know, I mean, for example, on my other channel, the most popular video is the Now TV stick, which is out of date, old, but it's got, I know, is it 7,000 views? And it's a video that's, I don't think's relevant. It's completely irrelevant, but people are watching it. That's good. That's good, isn't it? That's good. But no, I don't know. I should do a lot of things. But you know, there's only so far you can go, isn't there? Really, there's only so much you can do before you give up. Before you feel like, so I don't care. I don't want to do this anymore because no one's watching. No one cares. And again, everything I've done on here, you know, all the subs and the views, you know, they've all been hard earned. They've all been off my own back. I've not really promoted anything, and you know, I might post the odd when I feel like it, but I always feel like I'm interrupting something if I post on other people's Facebook pages or forums. I feel like I'm being incredibly rude, and so I don't tend to promote this stuff, you know. But then also I know a lot of people don't like what I do. They don't like me. They don't like me because I have an opinion and they don't agree with my opinion. And I say, he doesn't care. He doesn't care because he doesn't write a script. I don't need a fucking script. It comes out my fucking head. I don't need a script. When you're this good, I don't need a script. It's conversational. This is what YouTube was meant to be. It's meant to be people just talking about the things that they love. But then production values come in. And I could do that. I could, if I had more room, I could set up a green screen. I could sit there and have the album art scrolling past and other people's pictures. I could do that if that's what you want. But, you know, it just seems so false, and it doesn't seem like that's the value. That's not what I, you know, again, some of the people that I follow are very lo-fi, you know. And they're just talking to camera, you know. Like the film reviewers, you know, they just do their thing. And if they are scripting, they're very good at what they do. They're very good at reading the auto cue. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it's all about. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I've got a load of stuff I'm supposed to review. And I've got another John Hassell. I've got Eno. And I've got that Marillion thing, script deluxe. I know you're not going to watch the John Hassell video, and it's a really good album, Vernal Equinox. It's a really important record, and no one's going to watch it, and that depresses me. And then I'll do the Eno one, and no one's going to watch that. It's Roger and Brian Eno. It's the first time they've done an album together. It is, well, I'm not going to say because that'll spoil the review, but it's an interesting record. But no one's going to watch it. And then I'll do the shitty fucking reissue of Marillion, and everyone will watch that one because it's a reissue. Boring. So there you go. Boring. Self-generating live stream. Don't tempt me, Peter. Don't tempt me. Munton says, I was just thinking, you haven't done a prime in a while. Nah, what's the point? What if I do one on Tortoise? No one's going to watch it. If I do one on Lanterna, no one's going to watch it. Just you'll watch it, Garrett. You'll watch it. I'll do it just for you. I'll start up the Garrett Munton review channel just for you, because that's what I should do. I should just do tailored reviews so one person can watch them, and then when they've watched it, delete it. That's what I should do. That's the value of what I do. No value whatsoever. You've seen my legs, of course you have. If you've ever seen the opening to Music Go Round, I very much have legs. Poor Norman's not been paying attention. Lennon's eating salad. That's nice. Cyrus says, I mean, do you like any modern music that you don't consider Didn't you ask that one before? I don't know. I don't like modern music. Modern music's boring. It's all rubbish. It's absolute, just a load of arse cancer. It is just awful. Modern music is horrible. I'm old now. I'm old. That's not true. Tortoise are still good. I still like Tortoise. I'm trying to find out if Robbie Basho features in this week's episode of Better Call Saul. During the scene where they do the thing, don't want to spoil it, there is some music that sounds like Robbie Basho, but I don't know his catalogue well enough to say what it is, but it sounds like Robbie Basho to me. You know, there is some good music out there. It's just I don't like the whole prog thing because it's a load of bollocks. Because you know, it's just bullshit. I just don't like music anymore. It's all rubbish. I only like my own music. Oh dear. Steve says it's all technology. When it works, great. I'm a web developer and I give it all up to sell deck chairs on a Greek island. If I knew about deck chairs, what you want to do is you need to write an app. The deck chair app, which shows you where there are deck chairs free on the beach. That could be useful. But then you'd have to put some sort of GPS tracking device on every deck chair and then kind of hook into the GPS signal. And then you'd have to know when there was a bottom in the deck chair. So it'd have to do it via weight. So it needs some sort of weight sensor. But what if a seagull lands on the deck chair? Would that register it? I don't know. It's getting complicated. But mark my words, a deck chair app. You can have that idea for free. Says, when's your reaction channel starting? There isn't one. Reaction channel. Come on. If you've followed me long enough, you know that I think that reaction videos are the worst thing. Now the bits. I did a few funny ones, didn't I, back in the day? They've all gone when you react to something. That Steve Hackett video. Do you remember when I reacted to that Steve Hackett video? That was funny. It was a terrible video though, wasn't it? That's the one, Peter Cushing. That's the one. Mountain says, did you ever listen to the Hearts of Space programme? I don't know what that is, no. For Simon says, do a reaction video to one of the fine artists on Inside Out. I did, didn't I? I did. Wasn't it Steve Hackett's one? Beasts in Our Garden or whatever it was called. It's like, holy shitballs. Cyrus says, you're completely welcome to interact on my social media. I do, Cyrus. I know you can. I joked, there's a local record shop. I won't ever buy anything in there because they have a very dubious policy of not stocking anything by people who've had a criminal record. But I bet they probably stock Michael Jackson records. Where am I going with this? Oh yeah, and I made a joke and they come back to me and said, and I knew they were joking with me, but this third party jumped in and really kind of derailed the whole joke. This is all on Twitter. It's really boring. But it's like, fuck off. We're joking. We know we're joking. But people get upset about everything. It's their default setting. I'm upset. I sometimes have a bit of trouble understanding nuance in tweets sometimes. And sometimes I think, I don't always get it, but I think that's just because I'm old. And so sometimes I might reply and go, oh, you're a cunt, and then think, oh, wait a minute, is that aimed at me or is that aimed at somebody else, or are they being funny or what? So then I delete it. just delete it. You're a cunt. That's my answer to everything. You're just being a cunt. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard being a millennial, isn't it? Peter Cushing says, put up a first time hearing Bohemian Rhapsody video. I've missed the curve on that. 10,000 views, definitely. I've missed the curve. No. Like curves, worst to best Inside Out albums. Cool. Pink says a couple of reviews were scripted, and I didn't like them quite as much. Well, again, I did at the beginning, at the very, very beginning, when I first started this. I'd written a review for my, oh god, for my actual channel, for my get your brain together. I'd written a review for my website. So I used to do reviews on my website, and I noticed that nobody was reading. Oh, I've got so into YouTube. Stop it, Darren. Many years ago, I used to write album reviews on my website because, you know, I used to listen to records, and sometimes I'd write the words out of how I felt about the records. A review, as you might call it. And then I noticed that nobody was reading my reviews anymore. The Google search had changed, and I'd slipped down. So I decided to do reviews on the YouTube, because YouTube and Google are somehow linked. And that's how I ended up here, because nobody was reading the reviews. I used to get, you know, I used to get traffic to my website, and in, I don't know, 2010 or whatever it was, they changed the algorithm, and then all my traffic just died. Just went, it's like, thanks guys, because they want you to advertise, and then that pushes you up. So yeah, that's how I ended up on YouTube doing reviews, because I thought, well, I'd written something out, and I thought, well, why don't I just do it to camera? So the original ones were like, the first, like, I don't know, 20 or 30 odd, 40, 50 were scripted. But then I'm just going to say what I'm going to say anyway. I don't need to. Oh, because look, what you don't know about me is I am a trained journalist. I have a degree in information management and publishing, don't you know? I've worked in the media for 15 years. I am published. My name has been printed in magazines and bookazines and all sorts of zines. So, you know, I've been doing reviews for a long time. I started off, my first reviews were for a company. They used to do like kind of what video, and that was a magazine and stuff like that, and Satellite Today or whatnot. And they'd have like a video, like VHS section, and I used to write like movie reviews and stuff like that. So, you know, and then I had to do like a games review section on UK Gold Teletext back in the day. And then, you know, I worked in magazines and did stuff on there, and, you know, so reviewing has always been my bread and butter. So, you know, it's all up here, it's all in the head. So talking about stuff's really quite, it comes as second nature. You know, so I don't need to write it all down. You know, if I listen to something, I can usually make mental notes, and I can usually, you know, talk. And I want it to be conversational, because at the end of this, you might be not necessarily watching me, but you could be listening to this on a train. You know what I'm saying? You could, you know, it's what I like is the rhythm of language. If I'm going to watch someone, I don't like them, you know, doing the jump cut and editing all the air out of, you know, all the gaps and the pauses, because it's pauses that allows you to stress things and accentuate others. And you see, some other, you know, kid would edit all that out, and it'd all be just manic and crazy, and I don't like that. And I want it to be a voice. I want it to, you know, I want me to be talking to you, you know, talking at you. You know, so scripting, I don't know, it's never, you know, it worked for a while, and then I thought, you know what, let's just talk it, you know, let's just talk it, because it felt wrong. It just didn't feel right. I didn't feel comfortable with it. You know, scripts are for acting and for doing little sketches. I script sketches if there's funny lines and things, but I think with the reviews it's a lot easier just to sit and be conversational about it, and you know, just comes across as more natural. But you know, YouTube's all, you know, I say the production value's gone up, and they expect you to do like a mini TV program, and well, one, I don't have the space to do that kind of thing. I don't have the space to set up a green screen and whatnot, and I don't really want to go there. You know, it's not something I'm interested in. I'd rather just do this. I'd rather just talk to you guys and have a little chat, you know, because this is, I think this helps. I think this helps. Munton says, I just searched you up on YouTube to double check your most viewed video, and you've got 12,000 views. Do you know why? Because it's Pink Floyd. Of course, unboxings. Unboxings are always popular. I could just sit here and open a box and people would watch. You know, and that's a little bit, I find that a little bit, I mean, it's good when it's an expensive box that I know a lot of people aren't going to, you know, see or have experience, and I want them to see it so they don't feel like they're missing out, because a lot of this stuff is just bullshit. It's bullshit. All you need is go to your second-hand record shop and buy a tatty old copy of Dark Side of the Moon or whatnot, and it will serve you just as well, and you'll have the memory of actually going to buy it and handing over your cash and whatnot. But yeah, again, a lot of the unboxings is just to serve a purpose. It's not showing off, it's just to show people this is what you're not missing. You're not missing this. Look at the Discovery box set, look at all the fucking triangles, you know, look at all the pyramids, you know. It's my desperation at the music business, because it's everything's reissued. I mean, there are some good reissues. The Vernal Equinox, I'm really pleased they reissued it. I played it today again, second time. I love it, great. Oh, on Sunday I was showing the missus some split ends, early split end stuff, and on Monday announced they're reissuing the first 2 split ends albums on coloured vinyl. It's like, yes, first time in like 40 odd years. It's like, yes, I want those. That'd be good. I like split ends. So sometimes it's good, the reissuing, but some of these box sets I think are wholly unnecessary. But yeah, Pink Floyd. Everyone loves Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd. Akers says, do you fancy going down to the cemetery and going unboxing? No, I'm not doing that. Come on, that's not very nice, is it? Russell likes the torch reviews. I'll do a torch review then. Sod ya, I'll do one. Cyrus says, I need a script in front of me in terms of my vlog reviews, because I'll just be spending too much time figuring out what to say next, and the ahs and the ums. But Cyrus, this is the good thing. This is the good thing. The first few you'll be going, ooh. But the more you do it, the more the neural pathways open up, and you become a much cleaner, quicker thinker and talker, and the words will just present themselves. Another reason I did this is because see, I am then for pause, and an and an ah shouldn't be irritating. An and an ah is part of our conversation. It's what makes us human. We and we are. The reason we don't do it is because disc jockeys don't. That's because they're always going, yeah, it's great, it's a lovely day out there today, and it's just a constant stream of words, you know, because they can't be seen to be hesitant or thinking about what they're saying. But when you and you are, you're actually thinking about what you're saying, and that gives the next word value, because its intent has been deliberated upon. So don't throw away an and an ah. They're not bad things. Embrace your and ahs. But the more you talk to camera, the more you do it, it becomes a craft. It's like a muscle, you know. The more you use it, the better it becomes. And I was a nervous talker, and it said help me talk, you know, because I was one of those people that you know, I can talk, but you know, I can handle interviews a lot better now when I go to job interviews, whereas before I'd have to really think about what I was going to say, whereas now, you know, it all comes a bit quicker. So it's very useful. It's a good tool. It's a good tool to help you, you know, think on your feet. So I recommend, even if you don't put them up there, if you want to do, you know, if you want to get yourself prepped for an interview or something important, if you're doing a speech or something, make videos. You don't have to put them on YouTube, but you could just sit there and talk to the camera. And the more you talk to it, the more relaxed you become, and the quicker the words will get from here to here. So try it, Cyrus. Try it. That's your homework. That's your homework. Christian said the live stream got a second wind. I do that. Herb bursts out laughing because the funniest thing in the world is farts. Oh yeah. Clarkson said, did you know that in 2012 an Uber man named Darren Locke was killed? Yeah, funny that. And did you know a man called Darren Locke passed out in a diabetic coma and killed someone in his car. I'm not either of those people, though. I've had people on here insult me and call me a murderer. And, you know, how come you're still alive? Because they confuse things. I've also made porn movies, according to one thing. I'm the producer or director of a video called Little Vixens, apparently. No. It's amazing. It's amazing what you find if you Google yourself. No, don't Google yourself. That's when you find out how much people really hate you. Oh dear. Where are we? Pink says your action tacket was hilarious. It's a shame it's gone. Dream Theatre. Yeah. Martin says, are you able to re-upload your cooking videos? Why? So people can come on and say, you're doing it wrong. I've not poisoned anyone yet. My kids eat the food I cook them, and they say it's delicious. I've got them. They're still in the file. I've still got the files. I could do, but I don't really see the point of it. Duke of Bud says, I guess that means you don't have any of the very first Genesis album. I do. I have it. He says, I have it on my shelf. There you go. There you go. Now I bought this. This was released in... Oh crikey, doesn't say. I got this. This is called... You can see the state of it, right? This is it. And I bought this back in the day. Made in Japan. God blimey. Hasn't got the year it was out though. Just says 1969. I bought this. This was on offer, and I bought it for $1.99 back in 1986, I think it was. Maybe the receipt's still in there. No, it isn't. But Hugh Fielder wrote the. No, it hasn't got the year it was out. Oh, I don't know. But yeah, so there's an inlay. But no, I bought this cheap, and I wouldn't buy it again. This was before he was a convicted paedophile. This was in the 80s. I'm not proud of owning it, but it means I don't have to buy it again. Ha 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 ha! Green Giant. This is a good one. But this was a promo from the archive. The missus got me this. She saw it in a second-hand record shop in Camden. Whoops! There's the receipt, fell out of it. There you go, 30th of September 1998. £9. £9 she paid at the Music and Video Exchange. Oh, you can't read it. It's too bright. Trust me. This is £9 on there. There you go. Ooh. And yeah, it's a lovely little demo of the box set. I used to take this out and play it in the car. I like that. Oh, you like that? Get back in there. Get back in there. Was it that one? I always forget where I put these. Yeah, it is. I've probably showed this before. See, like seconds out. How many copies of that do you need? You don't. But I love that. Look at that little dinky Spot the Pigeon. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Look at that. Just hiding inside. Hiding inside. Look. And then, oh, little. Oh, you're going off the bed, are you? See you, Hannah. Whoops! Nearly knocked my cup off the thing. Whoopsie. Look, it's like a little tiny little CD. Look, little baby CD. Look how tiny it is. Yeah. So I just tuck that in there, and then I'll forget. I'll forget where I've put it, like that. Like that. And I'll forget where it is. Not my Peter Gabriel one. But I know where that is. Peter Gabriel. Where's Peter Gabriel? He's over here. So I know where that is. If I open that up. So if I open that one up, there's little Peter Gabriel. Look, little Peter Gabriel. Look, little Peter Gabriel. How cool is that? And look, and if I open that one up, look, there's little Peter Gabriel in there as well. Oh dear. This is how I lose things. Oh dear. Oh dear. That was fun, wasn't it? Wasn't that fun? Show us your record collection, I say. I do. I do. John Anderson. No, that was Mr. Accrington Stanley I was doing. How to Get Famous on YouTube. Those are up. You can watch those. They're the best. Thoughts on the film I was famous. I watched it on a plane. I can't remember it. Isn't Jimmy Fallon in it or something? I don't know. Barfy Man says you can easily get loads of views. It's all about the thumbnails. You need to vote Mad and Wild like you've been kicked in the... Well, what's the best album ever? That is the title of this stream. We decide what's the best album ever. Is it Pink Floyd? Pink Floyd or Genesis? Yeah, that'll be good. Lenin says, I wish there was a movie that looks like the prog scene of the late 60s. I don't. Oh, no. Steve Glossop said, Northern bloke accent equals thick. No offence taken. Many thick Northern people. No, Steve, no. It was my impression of John Anderson. I wasn't being thick. If you've come here, you know that I go, oh, I've got a new idea for... I can't, I've got to get into the zone. Oh, Mr. Accrington Stanley. Oh, Chris, I got a new album idea. It's going to be about the Tibetan Book of the Dead. And it's going to be really great. And it's going to go over 4 sides. And there's going to be a big fish on the cover. And a pyramid. And I'm going to get my mate Roger to do it. It's John Anderson. Gyro says, I intentionally avoid those videos. Oh. Okay. Reaction videos to Bill Burr. Who the fuck's Bill Burr?
I once dated a girl who was a feeder, if you're familiar with that. And she goes into the bedroom and closes the door. She's taken Oreo cookies and she's laid them across her chest, down her stomach to make an arrow to her vagina, and then she had filled her vagina with maraschino cherries.
You ate them all out.
Yeah, you do what you gotta do and then them all out. Yes, quite.
And that was Cherries. I love that video so much. It's a trilogy. There's Cherries, there's Toast, and there's Glitter. I haven't done the other two. It's a trilogy. It is a trilogy, honest. Bilbo's in. He says hello. Crinkle says just logged in. Were you talking about the YouTuber? No, I wasn't talking about him. Christian says, how about becoming the British Alex Jones? No, I don't want to get sued. Are you crazy? Lenin says, speaking do I think Stevie T is a show-off? I don't know. I mean, look, that's not the way I play guitar. I'm not like that at all. Look, the people play guitar... They're flash, isn't it? That's what people like. They like to see their guitarists being flash. I don't know. I just saw. I can't remember which one it was now. I saw one of his videos, and it amused me. But I wouldn't necessarily go back for more. You know, I think again, because he's a bit repetitive in what he does. His comedy is because it's comedy videos, isn't it? Doing music comedies is a hard thing, but I think he is a bit repetitive. But again, you know, he did one where he fixed bad guitar solos or something. I thought it was really clever. You know, some of what he does is clever. That's it. Not like me. Not clever at all. Yeah, Cherries. Oh, you know, I can do it again. Should we do Spider again? Because it's really quick. We can do Spider again. What? Here comes Spider, just for you. Ready? Ready, Munton? You good?
I'm going to enjoy this lovely fly for my dinner. Oh, bollocks.
There you go. Oh dear. But yeah. Then you got my famous Goopal Next Pad. That was good. I like that one. Can I play you that one? We'll do all the comedies. We'll do all the comedies because this one's a good one. I like this one.
This is the latest personal slate device coming on the market. Yes, it's the Google NextPad, a new iDroid based unit that will give both the Google Nexus and the Apple iPad mini a run for their money. Using patented random active technology, or PRAT for short, the Google NextPad boasts an ergonomic design, a built-in stylus holder and a unique flash clean memory system which enables the user to clear the onboard memory with a single swipe. Want to surf the net? No problem. The Google NextPad can take you anywhere you want to go. Just write on the unique pressure sensitive screen and we bring the Web 1.0 to your hand. It can deliver news, sport and those sites you enjoy browsing on your own. The NextPad is completely wireless, in fact there are no wires in it at all. It also boasts an amazing battery life, being active whenever you are, and it never requires a recharge. It's online all the time. Its onboard camera means that you can easily take pictures of yourself using the patented Face Smash technology. It can even handle video too. And you'll be happy to know that the Google NextPad has inbuilt obsolescence as standard, meaning that as soon as you've taken it out of the box, a newer version with a slightly faster processor and a slightly sharper screen will be hurtling off the production line at our suicide factories in China. The Google NextPad, another device you don't really need at all.
There you go, a classic. Blast from the past. Back when I used to do little sketch things. Those were the days. Where are we? I've lost the thing. Can you see toast? I haven't made toast yet. Steve says, have you got one musical project in your head you'd like to realise before you die? Is legacy important to you in any sense? Music? No, I just do. I don't have any idea what I'm doing. I just record, and if it works, and I keep it, and I just do stuff. I've done everything I want to do. I've done it all. No, I just record. It's for me. I mean, music is just to entertain myself because I'm not a natural musician. I'm not somebody who can pick up an instrument and play, a tune. I was around musicians. I did some work at school back in the day when I wrote the school play, and I was around actual proper musicians who could play by ear and that. I'm a bit better than that now. I've improved a lot over the years, but I don't consider myself a musician. I want to be recognised for it because it's hard for me to do, and I find it a challenge. But there isn't I just record, and then I put it into a group of recordings, and then I put it out there, and if people like it, then I'm happy. But yeah, I've never sent it off anywhere. I've never tried to get a record deal. I've just done my own thing. But I hope that one day, when I expire, people will go, hey, there's a good tune. You did a good tune there. Like I say, if you ever listen to God Pays Debts Without Money. No, that ain't the one. What's that one called? Yeah, it's God Pays Debts Without Money. It's late. Fuck, it's nearly 1 o'clock. I've got to go to bed. There's at least one song on here that you'll enjoy. There you go. He does make funny voices. Funny faces. Does old Stevie T? What model make camera am I using? Oh, this is a Logitech one. It's just a webcam. I've got to make the toast video, yeah, and the other one. what device was it for the Google Nextpad? It came off of one of my kids' magazines. It was a little scribble pad that they were playing with. So I just riffed on it. It looked like an iPad, I don't know. And so it was just a funny little sketch thing, you know. I like doing sketch stuff, but it's hard if you're just doing all the camera work yourself, and you know, when you're a one-man band, it's hard to do anything. Just being lazy. I should make more effort. But we have lots of ideas for comedy stuff, but yeah, just never get around to doing it. I'll have to put Spider back up. Indeed, everything has inbuilt obsolescence now. What was the name of the ambient drum? Ambient drum. Ambient drum. Don't know. I had the Korg wave drum, but I sold that years ago. Behind me is the Hand Sonic, which I've had for God knows I don't know if it even still works. I should plug it in. I only keep it because when I was a member of Her Majesty's Press, when I was a journalist, when I was a proper journalist, I had to go and visit the House of the Future, and I was driven out from London up to somewhere in Hemel Hempstead, I think it was, somewhere in the wilds of Hertfordshire, and they took me to this house, and it was full of all the home automation stuff, and this was in like 20 years ago. And so you'd say, toaster, make the toast, and the toaster would come on. And nowadays everyone's doing it, and the fridge had the internet 20 years ago. But one of the rooms, they took me to one room, it had a Roland Hand Sonic, and I knew what it was because in the music, and I was like, I really want one of those, and so I bought one. Boring story. Maybe I could more improvs. Oh, what? So no one will watch them? Yeah, sure. Nobody cares about my music. Look at my music channel. Nobody cares. Nobody watches what I do. I don't even get 100 views. When I first started doing this back in 2006, I used to get more views, and there were fewer people. That ain't right. How does that work? 2006, I'd come on here and I'd upload an improvisation, right? 2006, and I get loads of views. I get like 1,000 views, and now I can barely get 100. Yet there's more subscribers and more viewers. How does that work? You see, there's no point. I'm not affected. The only thing is I get nervous when I take the dog out. That's it. That's the only thing that's different. And also getting food deliveries, because I explained this last time, we've been using food delivery since the turn of the century, for 20 years, and it's hard to get food delivered now, and the missus doesn't want to go to the supermarket, because we want to avoid any risk there is. So it's really hard. That's the only thing that's difficult, is that we're going to have to shop locally, and that's tricky. That can be tricky, but other than that, everything carries on. The missus is working from home; she's allowed to do that. So, thankfully, that seems to be working out. And we're just all here. So for me, it's a bit like the summer holidays have come early because I'm with the kids for 6 weeks then anyway. But we go out more. But now we're in. Oh, it's April the 1st, everyone. April the 1st. White rabbits. Pinch punch, first day of the month. No returns. Yeah, maggot brain's good, isn't it? Martin says, how much of a steady income did you make when you was a journalist? Well, in those days I was paid about 24 grand a year. That was it. That was it. That's the most I've ever earned. So those were the days. That was my last paid gig, and that was like turn of the century, 2000. And I got made redundant. And then I worked freelance, and that was, I don't know, maybe 12, 13 grand a year, freelance writing. Again, it varied from year to year, and again, you haven't got your travel costs, so that's a bit easier. And you know, I was staying from, you know, the missus was working, so you know, it was a good gig. But the problem is, you know, the internet came along and they expect you to work for free, and you know, the magazines I worked for got closed down. So, you know, I'm a dinosaur. You know, I'm a relic of the past. But you know. And again, I didn't like being a freelancer much because, you know, I had magazines close on me, and I lost money, and you're always you know, hustling, you're always, you know, begging for work, and you know, it just gets really mentally exhausting, you know, because you're pitching ideas or whatnot, and then you're writing the ideas, and then there's a chance you might not get paid. Or you got like 2 or 3 months to get paid, and I didn't like that. That doesn't sit well with me, you know. So, yeah, those were the days. Those were the days. Clean Cup delivers food. Yes, yeah. People need you. You are a key worker. Anyway, it's late. I've got to go. Thank you for watching. We'll do this again next time. Try and not get coronavirus, please. Remember, wash your hands. And we'll do this all again next time. Remember, if you can't be good, be safe. And we'll do this again soon. Thank you for letting me play with you. Don't tell your mother. Ta-da.